Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of the Nerdy Things Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kevin. I am joined, as always, by Jules. Hey, Jules.
Heyo.
And by Tim. What's going on, Tim?
Hi, Kevin. I'm way over here.
I'm down here, you guys.
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Whatever. Yeah, we record this in video, and this is like one of the first times we're seeing ourselves and seeing the other guys along. Hey, wave. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, if you don't know, we record on this is a video podcast on YouTube. But
Yeah, check it out.
how was y'all's week? Okay, something huge that happened.
Tell us.
Where I told you
Tell
about,
us.
I was trying to figure out how I can get to watching The Punisher. And then I asked Kevin, what's that one season? He said I had to watch a season 2 of something to watch The Punisher because I really want to watch The Punisher. And then he took a little too long and I was already on Netflix and I was like, The Flash? I think The Flash is with something. And I was like, I guess I'll watch The Flash because I made that whole shirt last time. I was like, I'll get into The Flash. And then like halfway in the first episode, he was like Daredevil. And I was like, oh shit, I'm watching the wrong goddamn show.
I'm watching the wrong guy in the red suit. Ah,
Yeah,
damn it.
I knew it was the guy in a red suit. I was like, okay. The first person I saw was the Flash. And I was like, okay. But halfway through the episode, he tells me Daredevil. But the Flash is so fucking good. I was like, oh my God. I don't watch any of the Marvel superheroes, which is what I was trying to get into, or any of the superheroes, not Marvel. But, you know, oh my God, the Flash was so good. I don't know.
And it's not
That
even
whole-
Ezra Miller.
No, that whole first pilot
No,
episode.
but Grant Gustin's
fantastic.
really, he's funny. He's good as the Flash. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched this season. I finished, as far as I'm concerned, middle of last season because the whole Flash Arrow thing just kind of went off the rails, and I couldn't keep up with it. Plus, I cut cable and just don't care to keep up with it on Hulu.
Yeah, I mean it's on Netflix.
Yeah. And then
Oh, well, I guess you got to keep up
season
with
behind.
the new season. Yeah, there you go.
I'll get back to
But-
it at some point. It's just not. I mean, it's a show on the CW where as you get further and further into it, the relationships just become so much more the focus than anything else in the show, and I just couldn't. I couldn't handle
Well, it's the
it.
CW.
I know that's exactly
That's
it.
what they do,
That's
so.
exactly right.
Cool.
So.
But yeah, so far I'm like episode 3 or 4. They're like 45-minute episodes, and that's like the most TV I've watched since the whole Stranger Things. You know, I caught up on Stranger Things in a week. But yeah, The Flash, man, got to get into it. So now I have to watch The Flash. Now I have to watch Green Arrow, Superwoman,
No,
and then Daredevil, and then The Punisher.
no.
So,
The crazy thing
They're
is,
all
in my
connected.
house, we probably watch like 100 hours of TV a week just because it's always on in the background. But it's like Friends, Seinfeld. I mean, you name an older show and it's playing in the background, but I watch like 4 new shows. That's it, like just 4. So it's really weird how much TV we watch and how much new stuff we don't watch.
Yeah, I mean, I
True.
get that. I'm pretty much the same way. But you know, in my world, recently this past week, I bought a book, and
Whoa.
I started reading it.
Reading.
what are
I
those?
know. And I got about 4 chapters in, and then I read the back cover, and I was like, "This isn't the book I thought I bought."
Oh. Was I drunk buying this book? What?
No, there's 2 books that I had been looking at. One of them called Children of Time, and the other called Spin, and I confused them, and I accidentally started reading Children of Time, and then was like, "Did I never buy Spin? What happened?" I had to I was on Amazon and Google trying to figure out, typing in what I remembered from the plot, having read the back of it. And I just bought it on Amazon and it showed up. So now I got to finish the book I started that
Now
wasn't
you got
the
to
right
finish
one.
that one. Yeah.
Because I can't
That-
just walk away.
That happened with me and a friend. I told him to read The Alchemist, a really great book by Paulo Coelho. It's fantastic book or whatever. It's called The Alchemist. And I was like, you got to read The Alchemist. Got to read this book. It's like life-changing to some people, whatever. And he ended up getting this other book called The Alchemist, which is like about some magician sort of thing. And it's like a 7-part trilogy, kind of like Harry
God.
Potter. And he's like, I don't know if I really like this book. It's YA, I think. And it's like, I don't know if I'm a fan. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the greatest book. He's like, well, look at it. It's like, whatever. And I was like, oh, that's not the cover. It had all this like magic gems and stuff in the front. And I was like, oh no, that's not it.
Oh
My
God, yeah.
bad.
There was something I think we may have talked about this before, where someone was reading the Harry Potter books and accidentally read erotic fan fiction for like the 6th or 7th book or something. Because they had just downloaded them and didn't really think about it, and then just was like, wow, this got really adult really quick.
Yeah. If it was anything with Snape, I'm totally cool with it. I would read that. But yeah, that's our book talk for the week. Anyways, if you have not heard from us before, we are the Nerdy Things Podcast, the Nerdy Boys. We talk about a bunch of nerdy stuff. And this week, we're going to get into the nerdy news like always. And then we're going to do a main topic at the end. The main topic is going to be, we're going to talk about a bunch of gifts you can get for your spouse, your nerdy friend, anything like that. Any nerdy gifts that are on our radar. We're going to help you out. We're going to help you out and get some our thoughts on that. And to go along with that, we made a new shirt. And I was thinking about how I can, I don't know, something that you can get a fellow podcast listener, something, because some of us are pretentious. Most of us are pretty pretentious about listening to podcasts. So
I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what song are you listening to? It's like, oh, I'm listening to a podcast. Excuse you. But yeah, I made a new thing that's going to be on our TeePublic up, and I'm pretty sure for the first couple of days it's going to be for $14, and there's like a 25%. There's a ton of deals going on our merch store, and you got to get on it. But this new one is called I Heard It on a Podcast. You probably never heard of it, and it's a cool design for our YouTubers. You can see it right there. And yeah, go check it out. New merch in our merch store. Don't forget, you can reach us on most social media at Nerdy Things Pod. That's Nerdy Things Pod. You can send us an email at nerdythingspod@gmail.com. You can visit our website, nerdythingspod.com, for the latest nerdy news updated daily, and links to our merch for shirts and more. Links to YouTube to watch the podcast episodes, our Patreon for extra content like bloopers. Also, we all did a new video this week separately, and those were up first for our patrons. So our patrons, make sure to go check your email and all that stuff, because I'm releasing one and it's already up for you. But we all release new videos, certain rants about different things that we all experienced during the week, and that's pretty cool. So become a patron.
Very nice.
Kevin did 2, and the second one
did too. Oh yeah,
totally snuck by me. I didn't even know. One of our patrons, Alan, the spoiler from work, was like, "Oh, I watched Kevin's thing." I'm like, "Oh yeah, Coco." He's like, "No, it was something else." I didn't even know. I'm supposed to be in the inner circle, and even I didn't know.
3. I did The Man Who Invented Christmas, Coco, and I also did a Monday movie wrap up where I just talked about what happened this weekend in movies and what we have to look forward to this week. And I plan to do that every Monday. Should release Monday nights, just to kind of keep everybody up to date on what's happening in movies.
Sure. So that's another reason to get on our Patreon, another reason to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where it's going to be. It's all going to be found on nerdythingspod.com. There's going to be links to our merch, to our Patreon, and to our YouTube channel. And you can also text us or leave us a voicemail at 978-78-NERDY. That's 978-786-3739. And you can text us anything. We'll read it on the show, and you can leave any voicemails about the main topic this week or whatever. You can do all that, so we can be reached and we can be found in a ton of spots. Just get talking to us.
Awesome.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we are.
Hey,
Let's go.
Pause for a second. Is my levels okay?
Yeah.
All right, because I just turned my gain down a couple times because it was like exploding on Audacity, so I didn't want to like come out too hot, but I want to make sure I wasn't too low now.
No, you're good. You're good.
Actually,
All right,
I want to
cool.
read a iTunes review. Okay.
Excellent.
Here's an iTunes review. You can leave us an iTunes review as well, and we like those. Those help us out, maybe. This one's by Story Spectacular, and the title's Just Thank You, with a smiley emoji. I'm so happy to have discovered this show. I love the deep dive into random topics. Can't wait to dig through the archives. Nerdy Things feels like taking an RV trip through my brain. I just love it. Well, thank you, Story Spectacular, and congrats on listening.
Story Spectacular, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, for all future reviewers, that's the perfect length. It's not too long. It's not too short. There's a metaphor in there, which is great. And I think the title was as long as last week's review that we read. So yeah, like good job, guys. Like that was awesome.
Good job on that review. We're reviewing reviews now. This is our new show. This is our new podcast. We review iTunes reviews.
Review squared.
The reviews.
But yeah, thank you, and congrats.
All right. So it's time to get into the nerdy news.
Nerdy news.
Nerdy news.
At 6 o'clock. So this week, I'm announcing the end of the world.
Oh my god. You don't know how excited I am.
It's the
Say it,
end
Kevin.
of the world
Jersey
as we
Shore
know it.
is coming
It's
back.
the
It is
Okay.
now officially the end of times. This is the final seal. Lucifer will be walking the earth yet again. I love you all, and good night.
Did y'all ever watch the Jersey Shore?
Oh yeah,
Did
no,
y'all ever give
I
it a
did.
chance?
I did. I have the scars from.
You did?
I did. I watched
The Jersey Shore?
Jersey Shore.
It's not the Jersey
from-
Shore. Is this like
Yo.
one of those particular things? Dude, it's not the Jersey Shore. It's
not
Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore is a piece of land with sand and assholes on it. This was a TV show with sand and assholes on
True.
it.
And
Wow.
Ron and Sammy and Snooki. Oh my god. So this show is coming back. They announced it, I think, during another like shore show, some new shore show that they're doing, the Florida Atlantic I don't know. I don't care about that one. But they announced it. It was all over Twitter. The characters are like, hell yeah, we want to see a 37 fucking year old Pauly D fucking tearing it up on the shore, ripping it up. But I don't know. I'm excited. I loved it. I loved all the original Jersey Shore, the original cast, and that was part of my high school years and a part of my development as a child.
I don't know you guys anymore. Like I don't. This is
You gotta
so
watch one.
disappointing to
Just
me.
watch one episode. It's
No.
good entertainment.
Don't.
It's entertainment.
Don't.
It's the worst.
It
These guys are
is.
the worst.
It is the worst. They
They
are
are
the
the
worst
worst.
human excrement, and it was a train wreck. I couldn't look away. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to apologize. It was the worst thing to happen to television. We have not recovered from it yet, and they're doing it to us again.
Well, and it like isn't Polly from Rhode Island? Wasn't that the whole thing? You should know, Kev. It's down here in your neck of the woods. Like he's not even from Jersey. He's from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And he was like DJing down in like
Yep.
Rhode
You
Island,
gotta get
which is
the puff
nothing.
up.
Yep.
Gotta get his hairstyle. There it is.
Nope.
One of those guys was like a Rhode Island kid, and they were
Yeah.
DJing down there.
Yeah.
And I heard people who were at the club because I don't think I'm about their age. I have no idea. But I think there was people at the club that he was DJing at, and he was the worst, B the worst, just the worst.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I'm not looking forward to this. I wish that this would just go away. Like they had their 15 minutes of fame. Accept that. Move on. Die.
Actually, Snooki and all them, they kept going.
I know they did.
had their own original show. I think Snooki's still doing like some kind of clothing line and all that stuff. So they're still trying to go and do it. But
Yeah, but it's like the 15 minutes of fame, and then that so it's the equivalent of Angela Lansbury still being in the news. Like nobody cares.
jeez.
Nobody cares at all. But
I forgot.
That's
I was going to
still
request we
happening.
don't go there.
yeah, no, I put it on there just to mess with you, but I
Oh,
don't know.
thank you.
But we'll talk about that later. But no, honestly, like I wish that MTV would just curl up and die and take the Jersey Shore with it, both the landmass and the show.
It's going to get people to watch MTV again. I mean, they tried TRL. They tried to bring back TRL. Nobody latched onto it. It launched,
wonder
I
why.
think, like a month ago. But they tried to bring a new, like, comedian current guy that was going to help bring it back. But nobody watched it again. And nobody cares about TRL. And they're like, shit, what else can we bring back? It's the whole, reboot
Murder, She
fucking
Wrote.
city. Yeah, no, well.
You know why nobody watched it? People think this is a common misconception. I think people were
People think.
convinced
People
that
think
you
problem.
watched
He's
TRL.
right.
Yeah, well,
That's
that is
why
the
it
problem.
didn't catch up.
Yeah, they think people watched TRL for the music videos. They think they watched for the boy band guests. They think they watched for Kid Rock and Eminem. No, Carson Daly was
Yeah.
TRL. So without Carson Daly, there is no TRL. Sorry, MTV, not happening
Nope,
for you.
that's exactly right. That's
Doesn't he have a
exactly right.
podcast now? I
He does
might have a
everything.
podcast.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
have
he's
a
got a
podcast
podcast.
now?
Yeah, dude, guys, we got a podcast. If we get a
Whoa.
podcast, Carson,
Yeah.
Let's get Carson Daly on our podcast.
Carson Daly, come on our podcast.
Come on.
All right,
join
we
us.
said it.
So, you know what? Honestly, we need some good news. And the good news is that about an hour and a half ago, the trailer for Avengers Infinity War dropped. If you haven't seen it, you aren't living life. Stop this podcast. Go watch it now. Go watch it twice. Go watch it 6 or 8 times. Then come back because this was amazing.
Yeah.
It dropped like the hammer of Thor.
Yes. But only Thor's hammer is
Which he
gone.
doesn't-
So
yeah.
it dropped like something.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about some spoilers to the trailer because somebody commented that they're not gonna watch any of the trailers before. So I guess spoiler alert for this trailer. But whatever. But
Bite-sized
this was,
lemons.
There you go.
Alistair, stop listening for like 5 minutes.
There you go. But it was so good. It was so interesting. We don't see all of the characters, which is cool,
Right.
which leaves you to believe that not all the scenes are, you're not seeing all the best parts of the movie.
Yep.
There's still a lot of ambiguity in it. We see, where is he from? The Black Panther, Rwanda. I don't even want to,
Wakanda.
wherever he's from, Wakanda. We see all those people. We see a ton of people just charging for this massive battle, and that's what we wanted. That's what I wanted.
Cap's
Yeah.
got a beard.
Right?
Caps, get
Get
him
this
a
man a
shield.
shield. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. No, I had tingles. I was so excited. We see Spider-Man in his new suit.
New suit.
At one point, Thanos pins him to the ground. It was just, I'm so
But that-
looking forward to this.
Thanos looks really good.
Yeah.
Like
Thanos looks awesome.
I was worried about the CGI on him. I think I played through it a few times to try and catch his face like on the CGI, but I was like, okay, it looks really good. So I'm okay.
Marvel CGI is generally perfect, anyways.
Yeah, it's-
Counter to what some people who review Thor movies thought. Like, their stuff is really pretty damn good.
Yeah, they can get a
Um,
fucking huge ass chin, but then they can't even get a fucking mustache off a man over there in DC land, but whatever.
So my takeaways were Thanos looked awesome, and I think he's going to be a great villain. I loved the Infinity Stones just like popping into that like
Oh yeah.
cuff bracelet glove thing that he's wearing, which is pretty
Gauntlet.
cool.
It's a
Infinity Gauntlet?
It's a
Yeah.
gauntlet.
I was like,
Yeah,
what?
He doesn't
sure.
know. It's fine, Jules. He
Okay.
doesn't know.
Yeah, I told you, not a comic book guy,
Awesome.
movie guy. I loved Cap coming back with the beard.
Yep.
He doesn't have the American flag suit on or anything like that. He's wearing black like all the other Avengers. That was pretty cool. I loved when Thor meets the Avengers at the end. He's like, "Who are you guys?" And they're like,
Guardians.
Guardians.
"Yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah, sorry, the Guardians of the Galaxy." And they're like, "Yeah, we're here to like take care of stuff. Get out of the way."
Even
Um,
Star-Lord looks a little different. I was like, is that
A
him?
little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah. And Scarlett Johansson has the lowest voice for a female. That was my other takeaway. I love her,
Oh, and-
but like they're all saying their little thing, and then
Yeah.
I think ScarJo has a lower voice than Iron Man.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's pretty accurate.
we see a lot of Doctor Strange, which is really cool, and him trying to control whatever that is, whatever we saw in the sky. We see I don't know, I think that darker undertone is gonna be the end of Captain America. I don't know if I want to call it right now, but even in the trailer, I think it's some foreshadowing to just be like, this is his last run, this is it.
What did
And
I
we
say
already-
the
we've
other
already
day,
talked
Kev?
about it, but
What did I say the other day about Captain America?
What'd you say the other day about Captain America?
I said he's the least, I think at this point, the least marketable property of the major characters in the DC, Marvel cinematic universe right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, we even talked about it before in a past episode, but I think his story arc is done, and I think the only way that we can get something out of Captain America is if he dies. And we talked about maybe Iron Man dying. I highly doubt that now because of all the money that he's bringing in and whatever, and he's probably trying to get out. But with Captain America, I just don't see he has a place there. I don't think he has a place in the universe anymore. I think we're all good. I think I'm good with him, and I think we're good with seeing him leave.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna call it
I
now.
mean, they promised the finale in this, and I think it's going to end with all of the Avengers dead except for maybe one. I think
Sheesh.
that's how this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to stay that way. I think they're going to Infinity Stone them back to life, but I think that the finale is going to be that like some of them are like, "Hey, listen, I was dead for a while. I think I'm done," and they just kind of walk away.
Are they going to jumpstart him like Superman?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Is that
The
an Infinity
Flash-
Stone?
Just
Yep.
take the Infinity Stone and be like the world's largest, paddles clear.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Instead
So-
of the Flash, they have to use Quicksilver. It's going to be a whole mess. Don't worry about it.
So he in the trailer, you only see he has 2 stones. We see that Loki does in fact have the Tesseract.
Yep.
We saw that to
Speculated.
kind of close the bookend of that Thor Ragnarok. But where are all the other stones? Or does he have all the stones? I don't.
So Loki has the Tesseract, the stone in what's his face, Vision's head. I don't think that was one of the ones in the gauntlet. So that we see them attacking Vision. So that's going to be one of the other stones. We had the ether that was given to the Collector. We had the purple one from Guardians that was given to the Collector. The one in the Eye of Agamotto, the one in Vision, and the blue one. Those are the 5 that I know of. So I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know if there's 5 or 6 in this, but that's the rundown of them. That's where they are. I don't know why Thor couldn't find them. He knows where all of them are.
Yeah.
You know how many Infinity Stones I know about?
How many?
None of them.
There you go. Fantastic. Yeah.
Sorry, I spoiled that for you.
Well, that's
No, it
That's
doesn't
what-
matter. I don't
that's what
really
he's
care.
looking for.
yeah. But Disney is in talks with Fox to reacquire the rest of their properties, so we may see the Phase 4 part of this become Fantastic Four and X-Men and everything too. So that could be the difference that they're talking about. It could be completely different because of that.
Yeah, I think I don't know about your theory about killing all of them off. Maybe killing all the Phase 1 people off. Like we can have Black Panther, Spider-Man, and the younger people carry it. That would be interesting with these newer properties that they might acquire, and that could be interesting. But I think
we know the Guardians is going to keep going, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I mean. They're younger, like in age,
Yeah.
they're younger, and they were not, Iron Man or Captain America, really.
Right.
I don't know.
Captain America's old as a character, but the actor's not so old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
interested.
it's going to be interesting to see what they do. It's going to be a big change. It's been 10 years of this,
Yeah.
something like that. So it's a big transition that's about to happen. And they say they have 20 years of movies left to make, not 20 films.
Yep.
They think they have 2 decades more to carry this out. So they've got some kind of plan. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And they're doing a good job keeping it secret if they do know what it is, but they say they got 20 years worth of stuff coming our way. So
Hey, good for them. I hope they pull it off. They've been doing a good job. If they keep doing a good job, what's the difference? Absolutely.
Sure.
Keep making.
let's
good
take
movies.
bets right now. Will they pass? Because I'm thinking of inflation and everything over the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Will they pass the $1 trillion mark in revenue?
for
Probably, yeah.
overall, like total, or just like a single movie.
No. Overall, like the collective,
Oh, well, then-
monies of the universe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
for
be
sure.
close,
Yeah.
probably.
That's what they're doing.
If they do 20 more years of movies, absolutely.
Yeah, because by 2035, movie tickets are going to be Movie Pass will be long gone, but 2 movie
They're done
tickets
with
will
that
be like
next year, yeah.
$32.
Plus, I guarantee at that point they're going to be churning out like 300 movies a year. So
for sure. And every
that's the only way they could do it. But I can see them doing it.
in the future, everybody's gonna have a Marvel movie. So not everyone's gonna have a 15 minutes of fame. Everybody's gonna be a Marvel superhero.
Yep, that's
in the
exactly
future.
right. That's exactly.
Well, I'm just
right.
waiting. I'm just waiting for that call.
Tim Dog's going to get his own movie.
Tim Dog movie. Okay.
I just want my own Star Wars movie. I just like the director of Blade Runner 2049. I want my own Star Wars movie. What do you
Cool.
say?
You got it. I'm giving you the rights to that Star Wars movie.
Perfect.
Kevin.
I heard your ideas for the DC,
No,
movie
you
yesterday,
haven't heard all of them. You haven't heard all of them.
and I'm not on board right now, but I'll give you time to convince me.
Listen, that's because you don't know enough about this stuff for me to talk to you like you're an expert in it. All right, I'm gonna make a video for our YouTube on how I would fix Justice League, and I'm gonna put a couple of stipulations in it, but that'll be coming this week. Only watch it if you know things about Justice League. I'm so sorry. But no, really, like I think that I could do a good Star Wars movie. I am convinced that the director of Blade Runner could make a visually interesting Star Wars movie. I don't think he could make it a good story.
No, not at
So
all.
I'm worried. I am.
Get somebody
I'm
else.
worried.
Get somebody else on the story. Get I don't know.
But I mean, it has that look. Like Star Wars could, or at least could have that look that he acquired or created for Blade Runner.
Yeah,
I'd be
he has
fine
the
with that.
ability. He has the ability to change his style to, map what's already out there. So I think he can map what we liked about the first original 3 trilogy, and I'm pretty sure he can do a damn good job of emulating that again. But we're gonna need a lot more people in the story on the storyboard working on that, doing that.
Well, yeah, it's going to depend on the writer. Who does he team up with to make this thing happen? Because he said he liked the way that Rogue One kind of went off the map a little bit. And I could see him doing a Rogue One-esque kind of Star Wars movie. And he said, some places they haven't explored yet. So like, somewhere else in the galaxy, kind of like what they're talking about doing with that other trilogy they already have planned. So I'd actually be on board with putting him at the helm of one of these things. Just get a good story writer with him. And I think that could work really well.
Well, that's the thing. If it's good, I don't care if it's a, canon Luke Skywalker, blah, blah, blah story. Just make a good story. Make something people want to watch, not want to avoid. Make something people want to go back to and wish there was more story. That's what I think a lot of these movies don't do, is leave people wanting. Right. I think they try to leave mystery, and that's different. Like don't build a sequel into your first movie. Build somewhere a sequel could go.
Sure, that's definitely what the whole Marvel franchise has been about. This leading up into this Infinity War thing. We got so many different hints, so many different, shots of whoever doing getting the stones, all this talk about Thanos and all this stuff in so many movies, bringing this anticipation to we're finally going to get the payoff, whether it's in this one movie or they do cut it in half like they originally said, Infinity Wars 2. We're going to get a huge payoff, and that's what we've been waiting for. And not a lot of people, like you were saying, not a lot of people wait for that or have the patience for that want to keep it going. They're just like, here you go, here's everything, and we don't want to
exactly. You played your entire hand in the first round.
Sure.
Right. So Kevin, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
We all want more Star Wars movies, but once this trilogy that we're involved with right now in the Skywalker story arc ends, should they be done with that storyline? Should that be the end of that, and now we're exploring other things continually in the Star Wars universe?
I'd be fine with that. There's so much in the Star Wars universe that is unexplored. And I'm not even talking about like the books, because those aren't canon anymore. I'm just talking about there's such a large universe where anything could happen.
So then why are you okay with having expansion of the Star Wars universe, but not, let's say, the Tolkien universe? Because the Tolkien universe is probably about as big, maybe even bigger than the Star Wars universe.
First off, it's nowhere near as big or bigger than the Star Wars universe.
Really?
We're talking thousands and thousands of planets versus one place called Middle Earth. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but all the families and all the little...
Great. It's still, I'm right. So in Star Wars, you can do literally anything. And in Lord of the Rings, you can have a bunch of guys of different heights stab you with everything from
Gandalf came back to life.
I'm just saying, like
there's more culture, though, more established culture to explore in the Lord of the Rings universe, and I think there's more documented canon that he has created. I think I'm with Kevin.
Yes.
We wouldn't mind seeing more Middle Earth.
No,
it's how poorly they did it the last time that left us with the big question of, wait a second, is it going to be worth our time? Is it going to be any good? I kind of felt the same way about Star Wars too. We had the prequels, which were terrible, and then they came back and made a great movie. So now I'm all like, oh yeah, these people know what they're doing. Let's bring us more, because everything's been really good. If I watched the pilot of that Lord of the Rings show and it was, or whatever they're going to do with it, and it was great, then fine, I'm all for it. But I just question whether it's going to be done well or not.
See, and that's part of the thing is with Lord of the Rings, you just said there's all this documented stuff. There's all this material to pull from. There's all this, and that's what gets my panties in a knot, is when they do something that I already know some or most of the story of, and they do it poorly, or they skip parts that I would have enjoyed or I would have put in, or they do any of the million things that you have to do to translate it from one medium to another. But
Or
that's
they
a good
drag it
point.
on for 3 movies.
Right,
when you
right,
didn't
exactly.
Need to.
You know, your money castle needs another wall, so you built it into a 4th movie. So it's something like Star Wars, where you have the sort of the kernel of the idea, the nut
Right.
at the heart of it, but you don't have anything else. It's just open. That's, I think, a lot of, or some of what killed the prequels for Star Wars, was because you had this story you wanted to tell, but that story was hemmed in on all sides by the other story. You have to, you can start here, but you have to get here or it doesn't make sense. Where if you do something else, it didn't make sense anyway, but if you do something else, it can go anywhere because it doesn't matter. Like if
I think that was a challenge, but I don't think that was the problem with the prequels.
right. Okay, that's
The
why,
problem was bad
not the
writing
only
and
problem.
directing.
I don't know. I don't know who has the higher ground on this one, but yeah, that's a good.
Oh, I downloaded the
Answer the
higher
question.
ground DLC. So
Oh god.
Well,
oh, okay.
to put it
Cool.
in my universe, I guess if they were going to make a Harry Potter
The Tim
TV
universe.
show,
Oh, okay.
I would much rather see it be about James and Lily and Sirius and in school than I would a deeper dive into Harry Potter in school. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I know that story.
Or his kids. Like. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
they could
yeah,
do
that's
that
what I
better
mean. Yeah, there
because they
could. I guess it's the same kind of thing. Like somewhere on the bookend, either side, where I know a little bit about the characters, but I don't know the whole thing, rather than just deep diving into the story that I already know. So yeah, I guess that makes sense to me. I buy it.
yeah,
So some more of a story that we already know. Apparently, okay, Kev, you saw Coco. You did a
I saw
whole
Coco.
video on Coco.
Coco was amazing.
Well, I know. I heard a ton of great things about it. It's my culture, all that stuff. I need to go see it. People said really good. A really tough friend of mine was like, dude, my whole family was crying.
I was
on
in
Thanksgiving.
tears. I was literally crying in the theater.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop.
I gotta go see it. Everybody needs to go see it. But what happened in the beginning of Coco? What
So-
was that all about?
My God. Yeah.
I heard
so
some stuff.
There was a short for Frozen that was originally planned as a made-for-TV half-hour movie. So this short was 21 minutes long. And
Oh god.
yeah, no, it was the story of like Olaf deciding that they need Christmas traditions because the girls are idiots and invited everyone to the castle but didn't tell anyone they were invited to the castle. So no one showed up and they were all upset. It's like, okay, you didn't tell any, whatever. Whatever. Just, Jesus, you know,
So-
this is one of those post-it note problems. Just write a note
Sure.
and you would have solved this.
Yeah, so I didn't look into this. I knew that this happened, but what do you think? Why do you think they did this? Do you think that they didn't think the movie was going to do as well as they thought, so they thought they would put in a Frozen short so that we can get people into it with Frozen, trying to shoehorn an audience into this new movie? That's one reason I thought of. Or do you just think that it was the movie's really short? Was the movie really short? I don't think it was.
I didn't feel like the
but-
movie was super long. I don't think it needed the short. I think it just needed to be the movie. I think that Disney was just like, oh, we've been doing shorts. We forgot, you know, Disney and Pixar didn't have anything that was good, and they had been working on this. I don't even know. I don't know the motivation for it.
Because
but
there wasn't
good.
a whole lot of marketing for
No,
it. I never
had
heard
no idea this was in there
Yeah.
until I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh, that's right, a short. And I expected like a 5 or 10 minute
That's how they've been.
Frozen
Yeah.
thing. You know, because I don't mind Frozen. It was fine, but
Sure.
it went on way too long. Like halfway through, I'm like, oh, that's really sad. Let's get on to Coco.
I already finished all my popcorn. Where's my movie?
Yeah, but to be fair, with all the trailers, I do that before the movie even starts.
Yeah, true.
but
Eat my
yeah,
pickle.
no, it wasn't worth it. Really wasn't worth it.
Yeah, so I don't know if y'all like Olaf. If you like Olaf, go ahead and tweet us at Nerdy
I
Things
like
Pod.
him. I think Josh Gad is great. Josh Gad is great, but I just don't. I don't think this was necessary. You know, I'm looking forward to Frozen 2, but I avoid that if you can.
A 21-minute short
21.
before a movie that you went to see. It was probably what, an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
even know.
I mean, it's designed for kids, right? To be kid friendly.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
isn't like an adult cartoon.
Nope.
You're gonna lose them. I mean, That's crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong
Yeah,
at all.
it's ridiculous. And nobody knew, hardly anybody knew unless you were watching it for a second time or somebody told you
Yeah.
that it
I mean, Coco's an hour and 50 minutes.
was going to happen. Oh, this is a thing. He's going to keep going. He's going to keep talking. Okay, this is a thing. And then you're finally at your movie and you're like, well, my kids are spent. My kids are not even looking at the screen anymore. What's going on? So,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. I heard a lot of good things about the movie though. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. No, absolutely. I definitely recommend you go see Coco. What I don't recommend you do is watch Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. If you can,
That was
afford it.
bad.
That was bad.
really
That was
bad.
terrible.
I think Green
I usually
Lantern's like one of
recommend
my
you
favorite.
watch everything with Ryan Reynolds, but this
Yeah.
one's tough.
I mean, this is the one Ryan Reynolds thing that I can't recommend. But I bring it up because apparently they're doing another Green Lantern movie that apparently has a screenwriter. I didn't know. But he wants Ricky Whittle from American Gods to be Jon Stewart Green Lantern. I kind of hope that happens. Like, I just want a better Green Lantern movie than the Ryan Reynolds one.
Yeah.
That I think would be the most ideal situation. So
I like the character and I really want to see that good. I mean, I already lost faith in a Hulk movie
Yeah.
because it's happened so many times and so many things have gone wrong with just that whole thing. But with the Green Lantern, y'all have only messed this up like once or twice. Like, come on. I know y'all are probably going to try again with Fantastic Four because that never took off. Sure. Why not? I'm already over that too. But Green Lantern, I have hope. Come on. There's so many things you can pull from. You can pull at least 5 main characters and it'll still be okay.
Yep.
Pick one of them, make a good story.
yeah,
and
that's just
get
it.
it going.
Just make it a good story. DC, if you're listening, which you're not, but if you are, make it a good story.
He'll carry the show with his powers. How cool are his powers? Like,
my
just
God.
get one of the rings on somebody.
I mean,
This is their perfect chance to kind of do what we've been talking about. We saw it with Wonder Woman. Now they went ahead and rushed the introduction of Aquaman and Cyborg and the Flash.
Yep.
Now they get another chance. We hinted at this character
Yep.
in the Justice League movie. Now we have a chance to do the film, get us introduced, and then bring him into the fold. And I like this guy, if that's really who they want. Did you guys watch the 100? I think you said you did, Kevin, right?
I watched some of it. Yeah,
I watched some of it too.
Season
Yeah,
and a
he's
half.
good. He's good in that show.
Yep.
So I'd be on board for him playing a major superhero part.
And I'm going to correct you, Tim. They didn't rush through the introduction of Aquaman and all that. They got us excited for their original
what it was?
movie.
This was a short-
It
It was
was
a teaser.
short.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a teaser for their own movie. So be ready for
Sure.
that.
Yep. Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie. I really hope when they do the Green Lantern movie, that they just tell us that he's the new Lantern and we see a ring arrive on his finger, because if he's been a Green Lantern from Earth, then I'm gonna call bullshit on the whole Steppenwolf, there's no Kryptonian, there's no Lantern thing, because he could have just shown up at any time.
yeah,
You
and
know?
they didn't find him. There was no trace of him anywhere because Batman scoured the globe apparently for these people. And
Right, but I guarantee that they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, he's been doing this for like 30 years, and he's the
he's been
12th,
hiding.
the 12th human Green Lantern." We're going to
Just blame Alfred for not finding him, because Alfred's the worst.
Yeah.
You know what? Alfred forgot to check the spam folder on the bot they sent up to find metahumans that just emails them every time one shows up.
What's this little dot over here on the map? That's nothing. Let's move on.
He's just like cleaning the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's fine. I wonder maybe if there was more Green Lantern in the Zack Snyder version of the Justice League, which we have a petition for 100,000 people. 100,000 people have signed this petition to have this version of the movie released.
I really want them to just release it and shut these people up because of how terrible it is, because it's not finished.
Spoiler alert: none of the CGI is finished. Spoiler alert: Zack Snyder is a terrible director. Just no, folks, come on. Let it go. Joss
But
Whedon
there's a
didn't
better-
kill this movie. Zack Snyder didn't kill this movie. This movie was dead on arrival.
Zack Snyder's not a terrible director. He just hasn't done very well lately.
In a few years, okay.
He just
At
can't direct.
$12 a ticket, 100,000 people is $1.2 million. So considering this movie needed to make 130 million opening weekend to be a success, this is a minute fraction of the people that they need to appease to make a good movie. So you can just ignore them. 100,000 sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of a superhero movie crowd, it's not very much. So just let them twiddle their thumbs at home in their parents' basement, writing little petitions or whatever.
But it sucks because all the ones that don't matter have a voice because of the internet. They're
we
like
don't have to
all
listen.
saying,
That's true.
You can have a
just
voice.
close
We don't have
that
to
tab.
listen.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I stopped the podcasts pretty much. I was just like, nope, you're praising this movie way too much.
Yep.
I'm done with this podcast.
Right? No.
Net neutrality is like, if they want to overturn that, it's fine with me if they want to just like charge more for petitions.
Oh God.
If you want to
Yeah.
set up an online petition, it's going to cost $50,000 from your ISP. Okay, I'm cool with that part.
Or at least like $1 to sign one or something. Like if you want to, you have to make sure like you really want this thing to happen, and it's $1.
Kickstarter's already a flop now. It sounds like you guys are just going to make it fail even harder because Kickstarter is basically just monetized petitions.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what we're doing. We just don't want to see a Zack Snyder movie, a full movie you're talking about, because apparently it was all changed when it switched hands. But whatever.
Yeah.
Guys, the Nerdy Things podcast wants to start a petition for the Joss Whedon edition, where he just gets to go and keep doing reshoots, doing reshoots until basically he refilms the whole movie.
Yeah, just refilm the whole movie as
just
a Joss
keep
Whedon.
throwing money at him.
Man.
It's fine. That'll delay Batgirl, and that's fine with me too, because he doesn't need to be doing that movie.
No, we should start that, and we should probably see if we can get more than 100K signatures.
Right? We'll just send it
Just
to people
more
who have
people.
no idea what they're signing.
Yeah, we just want a Joss Whedon full Justice League movie, and we'll see what happens.
Another big announcement this week, The Walking Dead announced that Lenny James, who plays Morgan on The Walking Dead, is going to be moving over to the Fear the Walking Dead prequel for it. For some reason, somehow. Yay.
The 10 people who watch that show are really excited.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I'm not sure they are. I don't really know how this is going to work. I mean, I guess it works out because he was originally in Atlanta, and I think the next season of Fear the Walking Dead is going to take place in Texas. So I guess he went from Atlanta to Texas and then back for Rick.
Not that far.
For some reason.
Well,
no, it's not that far. It's just not that far, when you can drive and whatever. But in the zombie apocalypse, it becomes a little tougher because you can't just pull over at a gas station and pick up more gas.
He's just walking with his staff.
Right. We didn't have a staff.
5,000 miles
But
just
that's the
walking.
thing. We know a lot of what happened to him in the intervening time. We know that he spent some time in a cell with another guy. Like there was a whole backstory to him. Like he had his son. Is his son going to be with him now? I don't know. It's a confusing thing. It's going to be really weird, and I'm not looking forward to it.
It's all so confusing from Walking Dead.
This is the Star Wars prequels all over again.
It is, because we know he's not going to die. We know he has to leave them soon because he has to get back and live out the rest of his story. So this is just like the end of Morgan as far as I'm concerned. He's going to leave The Walking Dead. He's going to go to the Fear. He's going to be there for a year, maybe 2, and
boom.
then he's out.
He's out.
Just gone, and we'll never hear from him again. We'll never see him again because
I thought they were crossing over those shows this year, though. Wasn't that what we read a little while ago?
That's this.
This is the crossover?
This is the crossover.
I thought the crossover was they were just going to be like, screw it, let's just make it one TV show.
Nope.
And it's Fear the Walking Dead.
Nope.
Oh, all right. Well, that's stupid.
Yep. Nope. It should have been Abraham. It would have made so much more sense for it to be Abraham.
Sure.
He's a badass. We don't know his entire backstory. He could have been there and now here. But whatever. Not my problem. Speaking of which, PlayerUnknown Battleground is apparently getting a mobile app.
PUBG, yeah. So
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work.
No,
Still
me
in
neither.
beta?
But actually,
Alpha?
there is, probably an alpha, but there is already an app that's on like the top of the charts that is very close to PUBG, and it's named something different. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it is like top 5 for the past couple weeks, and it's pretty much just PUBG on mobile, and a ton of people are playing that already. And it has big groups of gamers, just like PUBG, where it's 100 people per round, and it's kind of like that, not that many, but around the same thing, and it's pretty close. So I'm pretty sure it was in response to that, because this game has been up for a few weeks as like the top mobile game, and people want it for their mobile device.
Well,
and
as we know from like DC making movies, reacting to how someone else does what you do only better is definitely the way to make a really good thing. So I'm real excited. I think this is going to be a great app, and I think there's going to be no problems with it at all. And wait, hold on. What's that? Oh yeah, no, they're still working on the original version of it.
Yeah.
Huh? And they're still trying to get out like the Xbox and PlayStation versions too. Oh, that's weird. I thought they were done. No.
Nope. Still probably in beta, I think. They're just I'm pretty sure it's still in beta. There's I mean, it's surpassing every other game that people are playing. It surpassed League of Legends, it's surpassing Counter-Strike. Everybody's playing this game, and I mean, they're trying to capitalize it on their 15 minutes. I mean, I don't blame them. It's not going to be good. I'm probably not going to get the mobile app, but it's all of y'all that are trying to play this game, that are flooding the servers and making it the most played video game ever now. And why are y'all okay with bad sound and bad mechanics? I think in the last update you can jump through a window now, which is really cool.
Great.
Yeah,
wonderful.
you can do some silly things like that, but yeah, it's huge. I don't understand it, but people love it.
No,
guys,
even
bring me my Harry Potter mobile game. Where is it? I'm ready for it already. It's only been a week or two since I heard about it, and I just want it. All other mobile games, get out of my face. Just bring it to me now.
Oh no, y'all need to get on this Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, because that's what I've been doing with my time. You should go check out my camp, because my little guy, I got these sunnies. I got a sweater with shorts on because it's Texas.
What?
You know,
I'm gonna get right on that, Jules.
Yeah, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. If anybody wants to come check out my camp, let me know. Tweet at the Nerdy Things Podcast, please, so we can annoy the other two. Let them know that they want to play Pocket Camp, that y'all want to play Pocket Camp with me, and I'll go check you out. I'll go sell you some stuff, some fish, some apples. Y'all need that shit? I got that shit for you.
Just became a fish dealer? That's weird.
Yo, and I got it on the low.
I'm gonna sell you some stuff.
Little grilled fish with a little grilled apples. I can get into that. But Jules, genuine question. So, this is one of those games where it's like free to download, and there's going to be, microtransactions and stuff like that, which Nintendo's been pretty open about. How bad is it? Can I play and enjoy for free, or how much money am I going to be sinking into this if I want to play it?
You don't need. So far, you don't need any money, and I'm pretty sure I'm farther than you'll get, because I can kind of see, where there's a tension. It's a whole like attention thing, and it's not. I'm just playing it to pass the time. I mean, some parts I'm not really having that much fun, to be honest, but it's pretty cool. I got my dad into it. He's a lot farther than me, and we haven't needed to drop any money at all, and you don't need it. And there's no like special things where at least where you pay to get extra accessories or anything yet. It's all completely random depending on the time of day, and it changes every day. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I posted on my Instagram my little guy with my little RV.
I saw it. He looks
fucking cool.
Sure.
Cool.
Here, I'm gonna show y'all the YouTubers,
because he's wearing a sweater and shorts.
Sweater and sunglasses,
Sweater and shorts, socks and sandals. There you go.
Yeah, you don't even know.
Not a good look.
No. Oh boy.
All right, that was my spiel for Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Go get it now. Available on your mobile devices.
You hear that, Pocket Camp? Jules is advertising you. Please pay us.
Yeah, there you go. Pay us.
All right. So I think that's
promo
pretty much
code
for
Nerdy
the
Things
news.
Pod.
Yeah,
We're
promo
done.
code. When you download the app, they'll ask you for the promo code.
For free.
Yeah. So it's time to get into the main topic.
Main topic.
Huge topic.
This week's topic, we were going to talk about nerdy gifts and gift ideas for the upcoming holidays. So
Yeah.
awesome. I think
So-
this
It's
is,
time, guys. It's after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's had its window. I'm a big guy on giving Thanksgiving its window. It's Christmas time now. It's Hanukkah time. It's whatever.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you celebrate this time of year, it's that time. And in at least in America, in consumer-driven America, that means gifts and presents. Okay?
You know what I'm celebrating though? Next Wednesday is my birthday, so that's what I'm going to celebrate.
What?
Gifts
Yeah.
and presents. That's
Yeah,
what it
gifts and
means.
presents.
Gifts and presents. So everybody get on giving Jules a gift or present. But yeah,
For
so
sure.
in sometimes
Apples
for the
and
nerd
fish.
in your
Pocket
life,
camp.
it's difficult to figure out what to get them. So if you've got a nerdy husband, nerdy wife, nerdy son, daughter, granddaughter, grandson, cousin, aunt, uncle, nephew, grandfather,
Sure.
this is what you get them.
I wanna
And
start
visit
off-
Nerdy Things Pod first and click through Amazon to give us some money. So,
Sure. We
Jules.
have an Amazon affiliate link. If you're going to order anything, you can go through that. That's available in the description of this podcast and in the description of this YouTube video. So I want to start off like really small or smaller and then kind of finish off a little bit bigger. So there's some pretty intense packages that you can get for like a spouse or something if you really want to spend a whole lot of money. But I think you talked about like some Tim, some smaller items like for a wife or a girlfriend or something like that. I know for like thinkgeek.com is like a fantastic website that I love. They have a ton of crazy stuff, and now they have actual stores out in the malls now of
Yeah,
ThinkGeek.
that's kind of weird. We're going backwards. I kind of
No,
like it.
Yeah, we have two of them here in San Antonio, and they're pretty cool. It's just pretty interesting. They have a huge Deadpool, and it's kind of like a comic book store, but it's like Think Geek, and it's like the website. It's really cool. But I know, like for I guess female, any woman, I guess there's like a cool section. I don't know. I'm really bad at this, I guess. I don't know what to get them. Anime like Sailor Moon shit is pretty cool, pretty up there right now. I always associate the Time Turner from Harry Potter as a female thing just because Hermione had it, but I'm pretty sure anybody can have it. But I think for like a Harry Potter fan, the Time Turner would be pretty cool to have. And, I guess I associate it with a female. I don't know why.
Well, there's a lot of Harry Potter jewelry that can be great gifts for the female in your life. And there's a big company up here in New England that is now big across the country, but mostly up here. Alex and Ani. Are you familiar with Alex and Ani, Jules?
No, I don't think so.
They make little bracelets and charms, and now they do some like earrings and stuff like that. But they're a New England-based company that really has expanded to the whole country. Like I talked to a lot of people outside of here that know who they are, and they have recently, sometime within the last year, developed a whole Harry Potter line. So
that's
Alex
the first
and
thing
Ani
that pops up. Cool.
Yeah, it's relatively inexpensive but high quality jewelry that you can add to, because you can get a bracelet or a chain or a necklace and you can add charms. So this is something like, hey, let's get my wife or girlfriend this charm for this Christmas and also next Christmas and a birthday and all this kind of stuff. So you're setting yourself up for success with Alex and Ani.
Yeah.
So that's cool stuff.
Or failure if it's the wrong thing to get her in the first place. But hey, that's
True.
fine. We're
Or-
committed. Just push right on through.
With Harry Potter, or if it's the wrong house, you have to make
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
know somebody's house.
Yeah.
Very true.
Especially with Harry Potter
I mean,
stuff.
it's always safe to go with Hufflepuff. Everyone's Hufflepuff. It's fine.
Everybody has a
It's
hint
fine.
of Hufflepuff in them.
Anyone who
Hufflepuff
Yeah.
will
doesn't know
take everybody.
anything about Harry Potter, if you're listening to this, Hufflepuff is the way to go.
Plus, Hufflepuff is the coolest of all of the Sorting Hats houses to say.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. Yeah, Alex and Ani. There's a lot of Harry Potter. There's a huge Harry Potter collection with the the Deathly Hallows,
Yep.
Harry Potter glasses and stuff. More dainty charms and bracelets and things like that. That's really cool. It's Kevin. What I know, you and your wife are the nerdiest couple I know. So, what have you gotten her before in the past, or like books, or I
Well, yeah,
don't know.
usually I do get her books. She sends me a list of different things to get. So books.
Oh, okay, she emails you a list.
She does. She's very methodical, and then I never go with the list. I always get her something else. But books, because I have access. We share an Amazon cart, so I know what she hasn't bought and what she wants. But I always try to find something, that is nerdy enough that it'll fit, that works very well. This year, because I know she doesn't listen to the podcast, I got her some stuff from Etsy that should be in soon. and it's going to be basically Star Wars and Hamilton themed pillows, like toss pillows.
Oh,
So that'll be really fun. She's gonna love those. I also got her a little tuner for her guitar because she wants to learn to play guitar, and I'll probably wind up getting her Skype lessons to play guitar or something like that.
well, my rates are 25 an hour, so just letting you know.
All right, we'll be talking then.
All right.
I also
My wife says 20, so
earlier this year got her. I got both of us actually season pass tickets to Broadway in Boston. So we've got 6 Broadway shows that we're going to over the next year, culminating in Hamilton next year. So that's sort of my Christmas, birthday, Easter gift to her for the next foreseeable future. But I'm still getting her other stuff.
Sure. Definitely, I think know your audience and who you're buying for. Really kind of dive into whether they like video games or, I mean, for any gender, if you like, they like video games or if they like movies. I know, like you said, your wife, she likes, the musicals. It was kind of a both of y'all thing. So that was a pretty cool gift for both of y'all. And you got a seat for yourself too. But what you said before, like throw pillows and me and Tim are super into Harry Potter, so I would love like a Slytherin pillow. Slytherin pillow's cool. Like a throw blanket. I've gotten a few of those. I've gotten like a Gears of War blanket. What is Kevin showing us on this video?
I also got her a shield.
All right.
I got her a shield to
That's
hang
a
on the
shield?
wall last year. Yeah. Like this is a definite know your audience moment, but this is the type of thing that I feel confident I can get the nerdiest person I know, which is my wife.
Very cool. Shields. That's a little bit bigger. But yeah, I've gotten a few different like blankets. I got in a Call of Duty like throw blanket. Throw blankets are really cool. And like robes, different I'm always cool with a robe. Why
robes
not?
are awesome.
Yeah, like with a TARDIS robe or like a one of your
Harry Potter
houses,
cloak
Harry
with
Potter
the house,
cloak.
or even the Hogwarts logo on it.
Yeah, something like that.
Nerdy clothing in general is a good idea. There's a lot of sleep related stuff. Last year I got some PJ pants, some Hogwarts PJ pants, and also like some really long warm socks. And there's like Harry Potter leggings for women, which are really cool because they'll wear those out as well.
Or even like those feet. What are those called?
Footy pajamas, onesies.
Well, no, just the feet part. The slippers. Just the feet part. Yeah, slippers.
Wow.
Because like
Right,
I'm generally like a hot-blooded kind of person, but like every girl's feet is fucking like an iceberg. So slippers, some nerdy slippers are pretty cool.
We're getting into weird territory now. I like
And also
yeah.
nerdy ties and nerdy headbands. I know a place where you can get that kind of thing.
What?
Yeah, I know someone who makes that kind of stuff, but just kind of wearable stuff is fun. Wearable stuff is not terribly expensive and it is fun. So that's a cool item, gift category for men or for women. You just get the right stuff.
I don't think you can go wrong with something wearable. It's the only way you can go wrong is if you get the wrong size. So unless you know them particularly well, I don't know if like any kind of pant is good, but if you
PJ
ask
pants,
them,
stuff like that can be
like
good,
bigger
or-
ones, yeah.
Leggings because they're more universal in size, like
Sure.
medium or large. But
make sure you know
sweatshirts.
the shirt size of the person and how it's going to kind of fit because and nerdythingspod.com, we do have all those that can be turned into whatever you want. Crew neck, we have long sleeves, the t-shirts, all those can be turned into different kinds of shirts or apparel, and they fit really well. And we had a lot of people get some merch this week, and we thank you. And we want to see pictures of it. So go ahead and send us at Nerdy Things Pod on Twitter or whatever. We want to see you.
Yeah, we got a picture from the Hey Down in Front podcast. So
Huge
shout out to them. Love those guys. Big supporters of ours. And they're nerdy. They were sporting the Nerdy Things, Stranger Things shirt, which was really cool. So thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
Another nerdy gift that's big. Nerds are big into collectibles.
Yeah.
Hell
we
yeah.
love things. Kevin is one of the bigger collectors that I know. So, what do you guys think? What are some good collectible type items that are big for nerds this year?
I'm going to steal Kevin's answer and just say pop vinyl figures are huge. I don't know why. I don't get it, but I have a few of them. And Kevin has the most I've ever seen, but they are amazing. He has a Boba Fett up right now for our YouTube watchers, but Pop Vinyl is just super cool. It's super easy. They're all like $20. You can probably get them for cheap. I think like if you buy 2 or 3 of them in store, you get like them for like 13 or $15, or you get the last one for like $15 at like Hot Topic. I know there's a ton of deals all the time for these Pop Vinyls. And if you get like a set, like that's a nerd's dream. If you get like 4 of the Stranger Things characters together, like boom. That's like the best gift ever to a nerd, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty much is. Like I subscribe to the Marvel and the Star Wars boxes from Funko, so I get generally a pop every, month, sometimes 2 between the 2 of them because they alternate months.
Nice.
So we have just a wall of different Funkos, but we also go out and we'll buy something from each of the properties that we like. So, we got stuff from Supernatural, Star Wars, we got Justice League, we got Marvel, we've got Stranger Things, everything, anything and everything, Rick and Morty, they're just everywhere.
Yeah, and they're located pretty much anywhere at your local like comic shops, or even like Hot Topic, anywhere in the mall pretty much,
or Amazon.com.
Amazon.com, use our affiliate link, of course. Yeah, that's how you can get those. You can get these Pop Vinyl figures anywhere, and they are the hot collectible, I think, right now, and they're pretty universal. Like as long as they like a little bit, like my grandma didn't really know how much I liked Doctor Who, but she gave me a little TARDIS that's a Pop Vinyl or something similar to a Pop Vinyl. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like I loved it, and I'm totally cool with it.
Behind my shoulder here, you can actually see Star-Lord Chris Pratt talking to Thor. Just right there. Look, it's Star-Lord. Actually, that's Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec. And that's Thor. And so they're chatting. They're just hanging out. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So when I stayed over
little scene there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I stayed over at Kevin's, there was a lot of little scenes to watch and have fun with. It was pretty cool. But Pop Vinyl's definitely some more collectibles. I mean, going deeper for like a spouse or a girlfriend, depending on what they like, there's tons of stuff out there for the person that wants to spend a little bit more money. Kind of like what I said with the Time Turner, that is a little bit more expensive. They like a wand that's a little more expensive, or if someone likes Power Rangers, like the Power Coins or something like that, stuff like that. It's all out there if you want to spend a little bit more money and a little bit more unique to the actual person that you're buying for. Don't buy this for like a friend you met last week. You know what I mean? It's going to be more for those people that are going to be in your life. There's something that was a little cheaper I saw on ThinkGeek that I really liked. It was for $29.99, and it's the Legend of Zelda Electronic Ocarina of Time, which I thought would be pretty cool. It's on think.com right now, and I was just looking through it before the show, but it's electronic. It has all the little fingers, and it's right there, and it shows you how to play some of the tunes. So all the little buttons have a note, and it shows you how to play some of the tunes, which is really cool. It's something smaller that is pretty collectible, and it could be fun for anybody.
That's kind of
so mugs is something. My wife and I always try and get like some mugs from different places we visited. Some people get shot glasses, but in a lot of the country, especially this time of year, it's a very timely gift. It gets cold, so you're drinking hot beverages, be it a tea, hot chocolate, hot coffee, or something like that. So mugs are good to have, and there's a lot of really cool nerdy mugs, not to mention the technology now where they change color and stuff. So you've got like Harry Potter ones where you pour it in, it says, "I solemnly swear I'm up to no good." You've got lightsabers that come up, from the hilt, and you start to see them. So that's kind of cool stuff. There's also like, for this one's been kicking around for years, but I'm a big photographer, so there's a camera lens mug with a twist off top, which is the lens cap. It's kind of cool. So there's a million mugs out there, and I think for a lot of grown adults, especially who live in colder climates, it's something that you'll pull out every day and just think warmly of the person who got it for you. So that's a cool gift too, collectible wise.
Yep.
There's a Venom mug.
Yeah,
there you go.
Kevin has.
I mean, that's another thing Jenny collects, is she has a lot of mugs for different books she's read, different shows she's watched, different things. Hamilton mugs, mugs for books of people she knows that have been published recently. Just kind of awesome stuff because it is that time of year.
I don't know about more collectible stuff. I know they started doing, I mean, a lot of people collect vinyl. I mean, me too. I really like vinyl. And they started doing like soundtracks to movies and shows. I mean, they didn't just start, but it's become more popular for, soundtracks. I mean, a lot of people love the Stranger Things soundtrack. They got it on vinyl. I know last year I got it as a gift from my uncle, and I think he listens to the show. So shout out to Gibby. I think he got me the a vinyl of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I think it was like two or three songs on one side, but the actual face of the vinyl was an actual like picture of Fantastic Beasts and that whole cover art. So the vinyl had art on it, and it was really cool, and I still have it. So like vinyl's something that people collect. They're doing a lot more with that, and it's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, another neat thing that people collect is pins. I never really got into it, but a lot of people have different pins that they wear. And so if you have someone in your life that collects those, maybe it might be a nice gift to get them something from something they like. There's tons of those. I know we had a sponsor, nerdpins.net, a while ago. I don't know if he's still doing it, but you can check him out, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. He's doing a ton of stuff. He has a ton of people that make a bunch of nerd pins together. So there's like a huge market out there. Just look up a nerd pin, like whatever. There's a ton of them out there. I got a Westworld one when we did that. So I have a little, the guy in the machine from Westworld. It has a W in the back. But yeah, pins are super cool. Stickers, something small. When we have stickers in the merch store. I'm just going to keep plugging the merch store because there's a ton of cool stuff in there, and I'm creating.
There's mugs there too. Stickers.
There's mugs over there, and I'm making a new thing every week for each episode, and that's kind of hard. So go get some.
So transitioning out, I guess, collectibles. One kind of just easy thing is because nerd culture is becoming pop culture, so much these days. If there's an everyday kind of item that somebody uses that's a character, get it. Like someone posted, who we work with posted yesterday on Facebook, an R2-D2 electric Norelco shaver.
Yep.
And it's like, if you say, hey, I know this guy who uses a Norelco shaver, get the R2-D2 one. So there's a lot of cool stuff like that, or like, an electric toothbrush, or a oven glove, to pick up hot things with that looks like, R2-D2 or 3C3PO, or I don't know. I'm focusing on Star Wars because you see that it's pretty pervasive, but you're starting to see all of these kind of everyday use items with characters on it. You can't go wrong with that.
All right. I need to rant for a second because there was a gauntlet that they gave out in, I think it was Loot Crate last year, that had the Infinity Gauntlet on it. So it was an oven mitt Infinity Gauntlet thing that they then had to recall because it wasn't supposed to be used as an oven mitt.
What?
I hate that about this collectible stuff. If you want to make a cookie jar that is something, then that's fine, but I should be able to put cookies in it. I have seen TARDIS cookie jars that are not safe for food use.
Wow.
What is up with that?
This mug that you drink your coffee out of actually has a false bottom, so
no, seriously, like
that.
We got salt and pepper shakers in the Loot Crate like 2-3 months ago, and it's the Funko salt and pepper shakers, and the defining feature of Funko is their large heads. So these salt and pepper shakers fall over constantly. These are not made for everyday use.
That sucks.
That it does. It sucks because I threw out my salt and pepper shakers because I was like, these aren't nerdy enough. Sorry, guys. Whoop. And they're gone. And so now I have to buy new pepper shakers. This is insane to me that you would make things like that you can't then use. I'm a geek. I want to use them. I want to have a Han Solo and Greedo salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. But these companies are like, I want to use, I just want some money and this is not usable. Whatever. That's great.
Yeah. So when I say you can't go wrong, I guess you can go wrong. Just make sure that the item works. You know what I mean? Like when I say it's a Norelco shaver, it's the same Norelco shaver with R2-D2 on it. Okay.
And
so
no actual
make sure
blades.
that the item works.
Fine. I'm not sure if that's fine, but it's fine.
It's cool, man. If I did that kind of thing, I'd use it. It would be sweet. So yeah, the everyday items, but make sure that they work. Look at the disclaimers, make sure that they could actually function, because that's crucial to the productivity of the gift.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So I want to get into some bigger ticket items, kind of on the same vein. I think some like lifestyle things. We had a tweet by our favorite fan, William, WW Sinclair WW. And this is something that, again, it's going to be bigger ticket item, but something that these items are super cool and for like super nerdy people. The Ikobe 3 with three. Oh, I asked, like, did he get any nerdy gifts during the weekend of stuff? So he said the Ikobe 3 with 3 sensors, 2 Google Home, and a Philips Hue White starter kit. And I think this could be sung to 12 Days of Christmas.
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Yeah. So all these things are super high tech. I'm gonna kind of go through them and explain what they are. Ikobe, they're a thermostat. These are all smart items, so these can all be like controlled by your phone over Wi-Fi, the same Wi-Fi, whatever. But all these items are ridiculous, and this Ikobe, they actually liked his tweet, which is pretty cool. The actual company, they're smart thermostats that keep your home comfortable and saves energy. And again, you can control through the web, tablet, or phone. So that's a thermostat that can be controlled from your phone, which is super cool. Google Home, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a Google Home is. And I think, Kevin, did you say you were going to get one?
Yeah, I got one last week, actually, and hooked it up to our Christmas tree without telling my wife, so I could just tell it to turn the Christmas tree on. Kind of freaked her out.
See, how cool is that? That's ridiculous for a nerd that can voice activate stuff. I know the Amazon Echo,
Yep.
all those kind of voice activated things are super cool, and some of them are super cheap, but some of them can get a little bit pricey. But there's that whole voice activated thing. Hey, I don't want to say it, but there's like an activation word or phrase, and it answers questions and does all this stuff for you, and there's one for Apple as well. But it's all super cool, all those things. I'm not going to say it because I hate when people say it on podcasts, and I know someone somewhere, they're like, oh shit, I got to turn the whatever off. But those are super cool. The light bulb one, the Philips Hue White, those are super cool. I actually sold those when I worked at Best Buy, and we have some here at the house, and they're super awesome. You can control your lights whenever you're home from your phone. You could turn it off, turn it on. You can set it so that the lights turn on when you get within range of them. So like whenever you're coming home, the lights, whatever light you choose, can turn on already. You can walk in with the lights on. You can it'll turn off when you walk out. Things like that to make your home super smart. All very cool for gifts.
Very nice.
Yeah, smart home technology is a pretty cool thing for nerds, especially when it's interactive and can connect things. So like the Google Home and the Amazon Echo, you can tie your lights into that. You can tie garage doors into that. I mean, depending how advanced you want to get. So that can be a fun little gift that really keeps giving, because the person's going to get creative with how they now use it. So that's definitely a fun one for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's smart sprinkler system too. If you want to do that hooks up to your Wi-Fi. Pretty much just have everything in your home hooked up to your Wi-Fi, and that's just super fun. I mean, and if you live with that person, it'll be super fun for you too, just to control the lights and change the colors with your phone and things like that.
Yeah, I never understood the changing colors thing. It just doesn't appeal to me, I guess.
Nah, man. You gotta it's for your time, you know?
All right. What else
when you do
got,
the thing, you do the whole thing.
You do the whole thing. Great.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Some bigger we covered the smart technology, and I kind of want to get into gaming, because that's a little more pricey as well.
Yeah, very much so.
I think I already know what y'all two would recommend as a gaming console. If somebody has a kid right now, let's say between the ages of 9 and 15, and they want their first console, or if they want a console
it's a Nintendo
this year,
Switch, hands down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nintendo Switch is the only way to go.
Sure. So Nintendo Switch, how much is that retailing? I think about $300 right now.
$299.
$299.
Absolutely.
So you can get an amazing console. I mean, if you're looking for a younger kid or even for an older person, why not? Yeah,
the Switch is for
Kevin and Tim,
everybody.
it's for everybody.
Because
Honestly,
even
you couldn't go
gamers
wrong.
up in their 40s, 50s have nostalgic, relations to Nintendo, but also it allows, when you have less free time, it allows you to play wherever you want to play. So the Switch is the perfect gift, I think, for a casual or hardcore gamer.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if they're like a PC gamer and they wanted something on the go, that's definitely something that they can use to, play on in the back of their Uber or whatever. And it's super fun. And you can play with multiple people. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recommend the Xbox One X for anybody unless they really want. See, my brother has an Xbox One, but he's like, I could trade this one in. I can do this and I can get the Xbox One X. Do you think I should do it? And I'm like, I have no reason to say you should do it. You don't even have a 4K TV. Like, what's the point? Like, well, why would you do that? He's like, I don't know. It'll run faster. And it's like, whatever you want, man. Sure. But I don't think I can recommend for the general public to get an Xbox One X.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's not a lot of good games that come out between consoles now, and they're just pumping out consoles and the same game every time. I just don't. I'm not a big console gamer in most cases. Nintendo seems to do it right because they're putting out games multiple people can play.
Right. Although if you do already have a console and it's one of these PlayStation or Xbox or anything like that, I know Bungie right now, I don't know how long they're going to do it for, but you can try out Destiny 2 for free. So I don't know how long that's going to go out, but you can do multiplayer online. You can do the single player. You can do pretty much anything. It's kind of like a demo. Yeah. I don't know how long the demo is going to be, but you can do that and play online and try it out if you want to try out Destiny 2. And you should probably check that out pretty soon because I doubt they're going to keep that up for long. But I'm pretty sure they want to push the sales closer to Christmas. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. Try and get them on the bandwagon. Yeah.
So if you're a person who knows somebody has a Switch or is getting a Switch and you want to supplement what they have or what they're getting, you want to make sure that they've got Zelda, Super Mario Odyssey, and Mario Kart. You get that, like, those are the key ones. But some other ones that have just come out, big holiday games they may not have bought yet. You've got Doom. You've got Skyrim, you've got LA Noire, which will all be out at this point, I believe. Rocket League just came out a couple weeks ago, and that's a cheap one. Yeah. Rocket League's only like $15.
Honestly, Rocket League on any console would be good.
True. Yep, that's a good gift just because it's so cheap. So this could be even just for a person you don't even know that well, but they're a gamer. It's like, hey, dude, you should play Rocket League and buy it for yourself. And then you can, deepen your relationship through video games. But also the Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch. Okay. If there is somebody who plays in front of their TV, Pro Controller is about $70 or so. And, it gives them a better single device, two-handed controller to play some of the more serious games with. So
did y'all have those Mad Catz controllers? Do y'all remember that? Mad Catz as a company?
Yes.
I had lots of Mad Catz third-party devices.
Yeah, those would glow really nice. They would feel not that great.
No.
But speaking of that, on still on gaming and stuff like that, I have an Xbox One and I have an Xbox Pro controller, and that one's fantastic, and that's still on the market there. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper than what I bought it for a while back, but the Pro controllers are really cool, and I think PlayStation has one too. There's a PlayStation Pro or something like that. That's a whole console, but different controllers if you want more people to play with them face to face. I know if they're a PC gamer, you can get like a Steam card. You can get the money to get games on Steam if they aren't already playing games on Steam and they're a PC gamer, because Steam is where it's at for PC and all that stuff. And the games are super cheap, ranging from free to 10, 20, whatever, but most of them are like less than $5. So if you get them like a $20 Steam card or anything like that, they can get a lot of probably 20 plus games out of the $20 Steam card. So you can do that. Nice. And get them some Steam games.
Very nice.
Might be late in the game for this one, but the Super NES Classic is one of the hottest items this year. Really hard to come by, and I don't know how many shipments there will be left. But especially if you know someone who's a retro gamer, it's a little miniature version of the Super Nintendo with 2 authentic Super Nintendo controllers and like 30 preloaded games, including Star Fox 2, which was never actually released on the console. So that's a cool little gift for someone who's into old school gaming.
Yeah. Tim, when we were talking about getting different categories, you said like plugs or different, things that chargers or anything like that. I want to talk about mobile, some more smaller mobile stuff. I think you can't go wrong with a 10-foot charging cable. I think you can give that to a lot of different people, and those, it has a lot of lifespan. I have a 10-foot charger for my phone, and that's the best investment I've ever made. I don't know. I don't use all 10 feet of it, but that extra, because usually they're only 3 feet and those are too short for me.
Yeah. I have a nice small charger. I think that works best for me. Sometimes I have to move it around a little bit more, but it works. It gets
got to move it around to find the port. All right.
Wireless charging is becoming a big thing.
Oh God.
All of the new iPhones have wireless charging available. Pretty much, all the Samsung phones for a while have. It's pretty much becoming a standard. QI is the most adopted standard, and now that's what Apple's gone to with their phones, that will probably even more be the case. So we're moving into a unified standard. So wireless charging pads can be a great gift to get, because it can supplement the cords and wall plugs that people already have, and just make it a whole lot easier to charge your device on the kitchen counter or on your nightstand or something like that.
I didn't, I said that because I have a Mophie case, so it does do wireless charging, but the little cord to get to the Mophie case is way too short for me to where I leave it. But yeah, wireless charging, and for mobile Mophie case, you can't go wrong with that. An extra half battery of life. I mean, I'm on my phone all the time, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on their phone as well. Mm-hmm. So you definitely want, an external battery is pretty cool, but to get that in a case, and Mophie cases do it super well, and they have it for pretty much every kind of phone out there that's an Android or an iPhone. So Mophie case gives you an extra 50% battery life, so you have 150 battery right with you at any time. And it's fucking fantastic.
And these can be great gifts, guys. Don't look at these and think these are boring gifts, because when you're an adult person, usually you see something you want, you kind of try and find a way to get it throughout the year. Yeah. So a lot of the big things are things that you've already bought, but you hate wasting, I don't want to say wasting your money, but you don't want to dedicate your money to the peripherals. You're like, oh, I really want a wireless charging pad, but I don't want to buy a wireless charging pad. I want it to be like a penny on sale magically someday. Yeah, exactly. So these are the kind of gifts that can be super exciting, because you're like, oh man, I've actually been thinking about buying this for 6 months, but I would have rather dedicated $200 to the device than $10 to the wireless charging pad. So this stuff can be really cool and really exciting for a nerd to open up on Christmas morning.
Very much so.
I want to get into, we did some smaller stuff. How about headphones? And then we'll get into like for the podcaster.
Yeah.
So we're on the topic of wireless and small sort of thing, and I love me some wireless headphones. They are the best thing, especially with the new iPhone. If somebody has an iPhone 7 or older, they don't have newer. Oh yeah, newer, right?
Yeah, that's newer.
iPhone 7 or newer, they have the option of doing wired, but they're really pushing the wireless, and I love me some wireless headphones. Before, I was on these Blue Jay headphones for like working out and stuff, and those were really fantastic. Those gave some good battery life. Any of the Blue Jay Bluebird sports headphones are really good. I don't know which ones you have, Tim, right now.
So these ones were pretty cheap. I don't even remember what the brand was. They were like $30, and they were my first, Bluetooth headphones. But so see how if you're watching on video, they connect to each other. They're Bluetooth headphones, and they're 2 earbuds, but they have a wire that goes back and forth. And I wasn't even thinking about it when I bought them, but like I am going to start going back to the gym that's going to be a part of my life again. And I started to think about, I'm super particular when I'm running, what the cords are doing. It really throws me off. So like I used to wrap the cord around my phone, hold it in my hand, and it had to be tight that when I'm doing my little running, the cord wasn't bouncing around. And I'm thinking this thing is just going to be bouncing all over the place and drive me crazy.
You're going to
I've been looking
to your neck.
Well, I've been looking at the true wireless earbuds. I've been researching them recently. So I have a couple of recommendations there, but Jules, you can continue on with the ones you were talking about.
Yeah, so I had that problem too. Whenever I run, I need the cord. The Blue Jays were like that as well, where they connect to each other. You put it around your head, around the back of your head, but they had these little clips that made it smaller. So they would clip in and they would condense the cord, but still that was not, and that was okay, but still I love my new Apple AirPods. Then that's the thing that I'm going to recommend for anybody. I'm not going to say who I'm going to get it for because they might listen to the podcast, but because he called in earlier in a past podcast, but they're fantastic. I couldn't say anything better about them. They're just great. They connected so well, so easy. I did a whole thing on Patreon for these I'm not going to look at Kevin's face about these wireless headphones. They're fantastic. They're true wireless, and the audio quality is good enough for me because I listen to podcasts. If you're listening to some hardcore music, if you're editing podcasts, if you're editing audio, I would not recommend them, but they are good enough for voices, and it was super easy to connect. They have 4 hours of battery life on them and 24 hours of battery life in the little pack. 3 hours 15 minutes of charging gets them 3 more hours. So super easy, super fast. Love those wireless headphones. Definitely recommend them. What are some other ones?
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to do, Bluetooth earbuds, do the true wireless ones. The AirPods are great for someone who's an Apple user. And the thing is, there's not a lot of people who care all that much about sound quality.
Yeah.
And I can say that because
AirPods, Beats is so big, right? Beats is a huge company now, so whatever.
The AirPods, if they sound like the ones that come with the Apple phones, I have to say those are the best free pair of headphones I've ever heard. Like they really do sound pretty good. Like and this is where my problem comes in here because I am a super audiophile geek. I've heard speaker systems set up that cost, for the home residential speaker systems that cost $350,000. I used to sell speakers that were upwards of $20,000. So when I'm going to be particular, I'm going to be really particular. So I have to go one of two ways. And I either have to say I'm going to be on a budget and go, wow, this technology is so good that these headphones sound way better than they used to at this price point and just be amazed by it, or go super high end. So on something that's a couple $100, the ones that seem to get really, really good reviews, both for battery life, ease of use, and sound quality, Jabra Elite Sport wireless earbuds. Supposedly they sound really good for people who are going to be a little particular about it, but they're comfortable and they're kind of waterproof and stuff like that.
Are those like true wireless ones?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I see them
cool. Yeah, Jabra Elite Sport True Wireless earbuds. But I found a pair that I'm really actually interested to try. It's on my Christmas list. It's Soundpeats. They're about $39, but in the budget level of headphones, Soundpeats gets really good reviews. And these ones are true wireless. They have a hook-on mechanism, so it should stay on your ear pretty well for running and stuff. So those are the ones that in the budget level seem to get the best sound quality reviews. And they've got 3 hours of battery life, which is enough for what most people are going to do, as long as they come with a charging case, which a lot of these seem to. So those are the two that I'm going to kind of, along with the AirPods, that I'm going to throw out there.
See, I'm broken. I can't use earbuds. It hurts my
your
ears.
Ear? Really?
Yeah. My
a lot of people
are,
have that problem.
Are constantly in pain. So I have to have the over-the-ear ones. I picked up a cheap pair on Amazon of just Bluetooth headphones, and they're great. The battery life on them is spectacular. I don't even know the brand. I think it's, let me see, Avantri. They last forever. I charge them basically. I charge them like once a month when I think of it, and I've never had them run out of battery. And I use them constantly when I'm working on other stuff in the other room. I do have the Bluetooth adapter for these, the Audio Technica MX50. Better quality, but like Tim said, it's not the biggest deal in the world when you're listening to something like a podcast. If it was music, I'd definitely put in these. But I need something that goes over the ear, and I need something. I'm very, very particular with what touches my head.
No, and
so broken.
For sure. I mean, a lot of people do have that problem, so you do have to kind of ask them, I guess. I mean, for the most part, ask, hey, do the Apple EarPods or the Apple headphones, the ones that come with the phone, do they fit your ears? Because if they don't fit your ears, then the Apple AirPods are not going to work for you. And that's what a lot of people say. Like probably about 40% of people that want to get these, headphones or bought these headphones, they don't fit their ear and they just keep falling out or something like to that nature. And it's just like, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's shitty of it, shitty of them to make it a certain way that they don't fit all ears. They're not that universal, but
well, what Apple did when they created those headphones, because when they created them, it was like, we are going to give you the best pair of free headphones you've ever heard. That was their thing. And I think they kind of delivered on it. But what they did was they actually measured, I forget, it was an insane number. It was like over 1 million people's ears. And they created the most common aggregate of those that they could. So they felt that they created a hard shell, which is less expensive to produce, a hard shell case that would fit in the vast majority of people's ears.
Yep.
So obviously that's not going to be everybody, but they went to great lengths to find something that's going to fit, but nothing fits you, Kevin. So,
no, nothing.
But they went to great lengths to find something that would fit everybody. So, I always found them pretty comfortable for a hard earbud. So I wouldn't have a problem with it, but yeah, it's not for everybody. And since almost everybody has access to these that has an iPhone, at least, the base version of them, definitely test it out and make sure that you're comfortable with it before you drop $160 on those bad boys.
Cool. Awesome. And the last thing I kind of want to get into were for the podcaster or the podcast listener. So I first want to start off with like the podcast listener. I mean, if you and your like spouse listen to a certain podcast together, I've going through all these like podcast groups and stuff like that. They say that people listen to podcasts together, or it's like a TV show. Like, hey, did you listen to the new one today? It's like, oh yeah, I did. It was really funny, or something like that. So people do have this kind of connection through podcasts. So something cool would be like a subscription to their Patreon, because a lot of podcasts do have Patreon. Yeah. Us included, but just in general, getting them that extra, hey, I bought you a free couple months on their Patreon or whatever. It's like you get so-and-so perks, you get this whatever for free, and it's like, oh, that's really cool, like thanks. Like that's a pretty cool one for podcast listeners, and they know what that means because they've obviously heard it. Or any of the ads like Blue Apron or MeUndies, all those ads that you hear about, you can get them from your favorite podcast.
Harry's Shavers,
the ad stuff. Yeah. And for the podcast listener, maybe merch, if the podcast has merch, things like that, just anything to support, I guess, that podcast or the certain podcast that they listen to.
Yeah, like my wife and I, we listen to Welcome to Night Vale. And so we have a lot of Welcome to Night Vale merch that we've gotten through the years.
Sure.
Listening to that. And it is the type of thing where, like, if we're going for a drive, we'll listen to the next episode or try to keep going with that. So it is kind of neat. It is a nice thing to have,
Mm-hmm. And we do have, I'm pretty sure, a lot of podcasters, people that actually do the shows that listen to our show. So we want to, if you are a podcaster or want to give something to your fellow podcaster, or if you know somebody else that does podcasts and stuff and you want to get them something, so here's some recommendations. I think there's some really cool stuff on Amazon. I do an interview show, a different podcast than this one, and I've needed a lot of headphones. And on Amazon, they have like a 4 headphone set that are pretty good. They're okay. They're not the greatest, but it comes with a 4 headphone set and it comes with some other stuff. Really cheap, like under $30, and you get like 4 or 5 headphones with a splitter and a whole thing. So I needed that. That's something super cool. Check it out on Amazon. Just getting a bunch of stuff in bulk. Something like these cranes that we use to hold our microphones. Those are really cool, and they're really cheap, less than maybe like $15. That, if they have it on the actual desk or something like that, that can the sound can be hindered by any bangs or touches to the actual desk. Yep. And it can reduce the audio quality. So these cranes kind of help that, and have the microphone closer to your mouth. Those are some cheaper stuff, like cheap headphones are super cool. Better quality headphones like the Audio Technicas we already talked about, super good for editing audio. Do you want to talk about like higher end podcasting stuff like mics and stuff or no?
I mean, if someone's using a base level mic like a Blue Snowball and you want to throw some money their way, there are definitely some upgraded mics that you could get for them. No question about that. Jules uses the Audio Technica 2200. Is that what it is?
AT2020 and
2020.
always XLR.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's XLR mics and there are USB mics. So if somebody's upgrading from the entry level, the USB mics are probably easier for them. So you have to know what they're working with.
Sure.
But Audio Technica, that 2020 comes both ways, USB or XLR. The Yeti or the Blue Yeti has been good to Kevin and I. That's one you can buy new anywhere between $90 and $120 or used somewhere around that or a little bit less. A big one. So when I was buying my mic, I really am a big fan of Shure products, both from a headphone and microphone standpoint. And they have one that's around $100, which is the MV5, but it's probably not as good as the Yeti, but their next step up was $200, and I couldn't really justify going that high. But for the holiday season, the Shure MV51 is seeing a $50 price drop. So that's a $200 microphone that is now out selling for $150. The Shure line not only are USB microphones, but they also interface directly with Apple products. So if you're somebody who wants to record on the go or edit on the go, you can connect them to your iPhone or your iPad and record and edit right on there, which is kind of a cool feature too. So I can't fully recommend that because I haven't tried it, but Shure has a great reputation. The reviews and the samples I've heard are good, and a $50 price drop makes that a pretty good bang for your buck right now on the higher end of your mid-level podcast microphones.
There's even some smaller microphones that connect into your phone, because I know there's a great ease of making podcasts now with this app called Anchor. I think I've talked about it before, but it's making its rounds and it's really good. It's really simple to make a podcast. It automatically uploads it for you to iTunes, to Google Play and all that stuff. And for free, seemingly, it just uses their servers. So you can make a podcast on your phone pretty much anywhere, anytime. And for somebody that wants to do that, they can have these, microphones that connect into your phone, an iPhone, or through the aux of your phone. And those are super cool and super cheap. Less than, I think last time I saw, there was one for like $5 and one for $20. And it's just like a smaller microphone. But I mean, for an iPhone and the phones that are out right now, their microphone already is really good. But if somebody wants to look official and have a little microphone with them, totally cool.
Yeah.
You can do that as well.
And for anybody that's still in doubt, gift cards are always the way to go.
For
Gift
sure.
cards. I mean, it used to be such an impersonal gift. It used to mean I don't know you, and now it means I know you and respect you enough to let you get your own weird stuff.
Yeah, if none of this helped you, give them a gift card for whatever they like, wherever they like, food.
I often prefer gift cards because it's like, what do I want? I want this $400 thing, but there's no one person in my life that I'm going to go to and say, hey, you.
Sure.
Get me this $400 thing.
Right.
But if everyone I know gives me 10 or 15 bucks towards it, great. In the end, it costs me $100. I can justify that. I can, that works.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning? We could have just finished
Skip this whole episode,
yeah,
right?
We could've-
Right? Exactly. I'm sure
Hey,
a lot
some
of
people
did
want to
skip
be
this
personal.
episode.
No, but yeah, like usually all these gifts that we're talking about are for that like one specific person in your life or a few specific friends and things like that. But for the vast majority, it's okay to give them a gift card. We will not look down upon you. You can even tweet us. We'll retweet you if you gave somebody a gift card. That's how okay it is nowadays. You can give a Starbucks gift card,
You
movie
have
gift
our
card.
okay.
Yeah.
So another gift, guys, that I wanted to bring up towards the end, I guess. This is where worlds collide, to use a Seinfeld reference. The traditional gift for a holiday for your real important significant other is jewelry. But we're a nerdy podcast, so we like tech stuff. Well,
Whoa,
Jules?
what's that? I don't have my.
We
but
all,
that's where it would
oh
be.
man, we all have a smartwatch. All three of us now have a smartwatch. Kevin uses an Android-based smartwatch. Jules and I both have Apple Watches. And, you know, if you want to combine the traditional jewelry element with the tech element, now you've got that. I have the Apple Watch Series 3, so I can make cell calls. You can do it without activating the cellular, so don't feel like you have to buy someone the service, but that option is open to them. And it's cool looking. It's versatile. You can also buy them bands. If somebody has a smartwatch, or especially an Apple Watch, because there's so many available, buy them a cool new band to kind of spice up their look a little bit.
Yeah, actually, last year for my birthday, my parents got me a band, which was really cool. I forgot what it was. I still use it today, but the magnetic one, and you can like
the Melanese loop.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I got that, and that was their gift to me. I was like, hell yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted a new band. I was like, sure, that's really cool. But yeah, I have the Apple Watch, the first generation, and yeah, you can still make phone calls, and it sounds great. It sounds fantastic. You feel like you're in the fucking future.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
A smartwatch. So any smart technology is super cool.
And,
I went to the grocery store the other day, and I brought nothing but me and my watch because
no
my
pants?
Apple Pay
No.
credit card is on there.
Apple
Well,
Pay,
you
no
know,
pants, no underwear.
I paid with Apple
Tim
Pay.
and his watch.
I send a text message because I've got cell service, but my phone was at home. My wallet was at home. If I got pulled over by the cops, I have 24 hours to produce my license. It's all good. So I was kind of liberating and kind of cool, you know?
That's very cool.
The no pants was liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim and his watch. I need to see some fan art about that.
Anything
Of
else
Tim
you guys
going-
got, or is that it?
No, I think we're good. Go ahead and
Yeah.
tweet us and let us know what you got, what you're getting, anything you got on Black Friday, anything you got on Cyber Monday. Go ahead and tweet us. You can reach us on pretty much anything as well, Facebook and Instagram, all social media at Nerdy Things Pod. That's Nerdy Things POD. You can send us an email at nerdythingspod@gmail.com. You can even visit our website at nerdythingspod.com for the latest news, merch with shirts and more. We have a new design that came out today when the podcast drops, hopefully, and that's going to be for the podcast listener. I'll show you again so you can see it, or it's going to be by Kevin.
I'm going to
It'll
insert
be by
it
Kevin.
digitally. Yeah.
Digitally insert it, please.
Fix it in post.
Spooky.
But yeah, that's a new design that's up. New designs pretty much every week, and if you get this within the first couple days, it's going to be $14. And there's a bunch of sales going on in our merch store as well, so go to nerdythingspod.com to get all of that merch stuff. You can watch podcast episodes on our website as well. You can get to our Patreon. We have extra content like bloopers and early access to our stuff. We have a YouTube channel that we're doing video on right now. You can watch all those. We're going to be posting new videos pretty much every week as well. We're trying to build up our YouTube channel, so go ahead and check us out if you're listening to us in the audio medium. And you can text us or leave us a voicemail, 978-78-NERDY, 978-786-3739. And actually, I'm going to say, I want y'all to call in and let us know what you want for Christmas or holidays, whatever it is. Leave us a voicemail of what you want.
Yeah, give us your best gift ideas. We want to know what you need. We're not going to give it to you, but
maybe. Well, depending on if it's Nerdy Things Pod merch, sure. Well, we might do something for you. But go ahead and call us, text us, whatever. We'll play it in the next episode, and we'll get going on that. I'd like to thank Adipsia for the use of his song, Friends Don't Let Friends Go to TGI Fridays. You can hear more of his music at adipsia.bandcamp.com. He just released an album called Imbue.
Imbue.
And I'd like to thank the Bell Curve for the music we use under the main topic.
Cool. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Later,
you.
guys.